As I begin this recording, please make sure that your audio and video are disabled at all times. Nothing you put in the chat box will appear in the recording. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and Kristen, you're welcome to take over.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome. My name is Kristen, and welcome to another edition of Chair Yoga. As with all of the yoga sessions that we do, my suggestions or instructions are all dependent on how it feels with your body. So if something doesn't feel good, feel free to ignore me and do your own thing. Also, too, we will be standing in some of these. And if standing is not an option or something that you don't want to do today, there's always you. The one thing that is going to be new today, or we've done it before, but it's newer, is if you could please grab some sort of hand towel. If you have a yoga strap, then great, grab a yoga strap or a belt, or I'm just using my kitchen towel because it was handy this morning. That's all that you're going to need. So if you need to take a second to go run and grab that, that's totally fine. While we're waiting for everyone to grab something that they can use as a strap, very quickly, I can tell you a little bit about my email address is Yoga Day. Yoga Day is a nonprofit that I run, and our primary mission is to bring yoga to families and especially to kids. And so we work in a lot of schools and preschools and Montessori schools. And if you would like more information about that, we also partner with a lot of nonprofits here in San Antonio. And so if you would like more information about that, you can email me, or you can go to our website, which is yogadayus.com. So, all right, well, hopefully you've had a chance to grab something. And we'll start today's session, feet about hip width distance apart. Roll your shoulders down and back. Sit up nice and tall and long. Feel free to close your eyes and gently place your hands on your knees. Take a big breath in through your nose, and then gently let it out. As you breathe in, fill up your lungs, fill up your chest, fill up your torso. And then as you breathe out through your nose, empty completely. Imagine that your torso is a vessel, a vase, all the way to the top. And then as you exhale, you empty completely. Long, slow breaths, just like that. All right, let's start with our head. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Gently tuck your chin into your chest and feel the stretch in the back of your neck, maybe all the way up through the top of your neck. Keep your elbows out wide and melt your shoulders down away from your ears. Big breath in and breathe out. Another breath in and let it out. Every time you exhale, maybe you can get a little bit deeper into this stretch. Now let's do some. Tuck your chin into your chest and roll one way. You might hear or feel a little bit of movement and snaps, and that's okay. Take your time, move slowly and deliberately. And then gently roll. Notice if you feel a difference in the direction or when you move in the different. And come back up to center, and we'll do some shoulder rolls. So big rolls forward with your shoulders. And then backward. Reverse that direction. Really exaggerate the motions. Great. And then just gently tilt your head to one side and feel the stretch in the side of your neck. Every exhalation, pull your shoulders down away from your ears a little bit more. And then reverse direction. Tilt your chin up toward the ceiling. As you do that, you'll feel an increased stretch in the side of your neck. And then go ahead and grab your hand towel. Stretch your arms up over your head. So depending on your flexibility, you can have a really wide grip like I have here at the edge of my towel. Or if you are a little bit more flexible, narrow of a grip. And then you can adjust when we do this motion. So inhale, bring your arms back and open up. Feel the chest stretch underneath your arms. If it feels good, you can look up. And then exhale, slowly bring your arms down. We'll do that 5 times. There's one. Inhale, arms up. Pull your arms back gently, but as far as they'll go. And exhale, slowly bring your arms down. Inhale, chin up, chest up, arms back, shoulders down. And exhale, slowly bring your arms down. That's 3. Inhale, arms back as far as they'll go. And exhale, that's 4. Last one, inhale, chin up, chest up. And exhale, slowly bring your arms down. Keep your towel or your strap right where it is, and we're gonna work into our wrist just a little bit. So bring your hand out and then just gently pull your fingers toward your body. Feel the stretch in the top of the wrist. And then slowly pull your fingers back toward your face using your hands. And then again, pull your fingers toward you, stretching the top of your wrist. And then reverse direction. And let's do the stretching the tops of your wrist, the front of your wrist, pull your fingers back toward your face. And then reverse. And fingers toward your body. And reverse. And then let's roll our wrists out. So roll your wrists out one way, and then roll your wrists out another way. Great. And we'll come back to some of this hand stuff at the very end of our class, and I'll give you a little bit of homework for a challenge. All right, go ahead and grab your towel again, and let's get into the side body. So inhale, stretch your arms up, and then slowly bend your body over. Feel the stretch in the side of your torso. Look up toward the ceiling. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale, pull. Inhale back through to center. And exhale, other side. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, pull. Come back through to center. Towel back in your lap. All right, now we're going to work into a torso twist, but unlike previous classes, we're going to move with our breath and we're going to do it a little bit differently. So come to midway up your chair. Inhale, straight your head, and then exhale, twist your body one way. Inhale, come back through to center, stretch up, and exhale, twist the other way. You're not going to get as deep because you're not holding onto your chair, but that's okay. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale and twist. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale and twist. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, hands back in your lap. Okay, let's work into the legs. So first, we'll work on leg strengthening. So sitting in the middle of your chair, lift one leg up, flex your foot, pull your toes back toward your face. Feel this big muscle group contract as you do this. As you pull your toes back toward your face, you're going to feel a stretch in the back of the calf muscle and probably the ankle, but we're primarily right now working on strengthening the quadriceps here, right? So keep that nice and tight, tap them if you need to, sit up nice and tall, pull the lower belly. Also too, working the hip flexors by keeping the leg up. Kick your heel forward, pull your toes back, take a big breath in. As you exhale, point your toes away from you, stretch the top of your foot. Inhale, kick your heel away from you, pull your toes back. And exhale, toes stretch in the top of your foot. Inhale, toes back, heel forward. And exhale, toes forward, heel, stretching the top of your foot. Muscle group engage, heel back, toes, heel forward, toes back. And hopefully you felt that leg work. Now let's do the other side. Lift your leg up, Flex your foot, kick your heel away from you, pull your toes back, tap that big muscle group. Make sure it's turned on nice and tight. Legs. All right, let's move with our breath. Inhale. Exhale, toes away from you, stretch the top of your foot. Inhale, kick your heel away from you. Sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, toes forward, stretching the top of your foot. Inhale, kick. Exhale, point. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, heel forward, really work those leg muscles and relax it back down. Okay, now we're gonna work on a little bit of a stretch. So grab your hand towel again. Lasso your foot with your hand towel. First, we're gonna work a little bit more on the stretch. So now you're not using your leg muscles to hold you up. You're holding your leg up with your towel, and you can get into a deeper stretch, pulling the toes toward your body, increasing the stretch through the back of the leg. Now gently pull with your hand to pull your big toe toward your body, and you're going to feel a stretch in the outer ankle, which should feel really good. Let's do that one more time. Sit up nice and tall, shoulders back, and pull your toe toward you, stretching the outer edge of the ankle. Now, hold the towel with both hands, same arm, same leg, out to the side. Now you're going to feel an inner thigh stretch. You can do this standing, obviously. When we stand, we're going to do a bent leg. But right now, just really focus on stretching the back of the leg as well as the inner thigh. Take a big breath in. Come back to the center, and we'll switch sides. Let that come down and lap. All right, first, pull your toes back toward your face, really increasing that stretch. And then pull your big toe toward you, stretching the outer ankle. Inhale, back to center. Do it one more time. Exhale, pull your big toe toward you. Feel the stretch. And then same arm, same leg. Hold your foot. Try to sit up nice and tall. And slowly open the leg out to the side. Feeling the stretch at the back of the leg in the inner thigh. And come back to center. And relax it down. Okay, now sitting in the chair, we're going to work. We just worked on stretching the calf muscle. Now we're going to work on strengthening and stretching the calf muscle. So come forward in your chair, feet hip planted, hip width distance apart, and then come up on your toes as high as you can and feel your calf muscles work and engage in order to make that happen. And then once you do that, bring your heels down and pull your toes back toward you. And then toes down, heels up. Heels down, toes up. Inhale, toes down, heels up. Exhale, heels down, toes up. All right, let's come up to standing. Now remember, you do not have to stand if you don't want to. You can do all of this while you're sitting in the chair. When we stand, first we're going to work on the calf muscles again, and you repeat that same thing that we did in the chair. Otherwise, if you would like to join me, come back behind your chair. Hold the chair for balance, and then, or you can challenge yourself and not hold your chair, and then come up on your toes as high, and then bring your heels down and pull your toes back, and then come up as high as you can on your toes, and then bring your heels down, toes back. One more time, come up as high as you can on your toes, really engage those muscles, toes back. Grab your hand towel again. We're going to do that same stretch we did in the chair, but now we're going to do it standing. Your feet can be together. If that's too much for you, you can make your feet hip width distance apart. Also welcome to do it seated. Inhale, stretch your arms up over your head, look up, and exhale, bend to the side. So using that towel, it gives you a little bit more movement and flexibility, a little bit more openness than grabbing your hands like we have done in previous classes. To center, and exhale, bend your body the opposite way. Really push your hip out to the side to increase that body. And slowly come back to center let the towel go, and we'll do some warrior postures. So for the warrior posture, room here because of our Christmas tree, but you're going to take a lunge. So 1 foot forward. When you're in this lunge, remember, depth determines the posture, right? If you choose warrior, that is a good choice, especially if you're newer to yoga. You go deeper, trying to get that leg more of a 90-degree angle. That is a more challenging option for the posture. So you choose what's right for you and your body today. The one thing, no matter the depth, be aware that you can caving in, it's lined up over your big, and then don't ignore the back leg. The back leg should be engaged. Edge of your back foot into the ground, and then this hip, push it a little bit down and to contract the glute muscles in order to make that happen. Then be mindful of your torso. It's working as well. Pull your belly in, lift up out of your waist, and then inhale, arms up over your head for warrior one. Now, if you were in the chair, your warrior one is going to look like this. One leg, don't have a ton of room here. One leg forward, one leg back. One leg will be straight. Your arms are up over your head. We're going to move with our breath. You should still be in that warrior one, arms up over your head. Now take a big breath in. Exhale, open your arms, warrior two. Inhale, arms up, stretch up, warrior one. Exhale, move with your breath, warrior two. Inhale, arms up, stretch up. Exhale, warrior two. We're going to move with our breath again, but this time we're going to straighten that leg, and you're going to actually turn your torso toward the side. It's going to look like this. Inhale, straighten the leg, stretch the arms up, and then as you exhale, maybe you can get a little bit deeper. Arms up, stretch up. Exhale, maybe you go a little deeper. Inhale, arms up, stretch up. Exhale, lunge down. All right. Keeping in that lunge, we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. If you're not wanting to do that challenge today, you can stay in this warrior two. If you would like to add an element of balance to this posture, you are going to come up on your toes. So if you can see me from the side, when I do this, my heel is off the floor, right? Now you're adding an element of balance. This posture is called a crescent lunge. Also, too, you're still pushing this hip down and forward, and you should feel a stretch in the front of the back leg. If you're in the chair, you just come up, lift your heel up. All right. Now we're going to do a little micro movement here. It's called a lunge dip. So if it feels good, if it doesn't feel good, you stay right here. Take a big breath in. If you would like to join me, you're bending that leg just a little bit, and then inhale, come up. We'll do 3 of those. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, come up. And step forward, both feet together. Great. We're going to do that same sequence on the other side. So now, switch legs. Get into that lunge. Same thing. Choose your depth, whatever works for you. Be mindful that you can see your toes in front of your knee, that your knee is lined over your big and second toe. Press the outer edge of your back foot into the ground. Wake the muscles of the back leg up and push that hip a little bit down and forward. Number 1, so inhale, stretch your arms up. Now, while you're in this posture, another thing that you can do, imagine you're pressing your heels into the floor and then try to draw your heels toward one another. You're not going to move, but you're going to feel your inner thigh muscles work to make that happen. Inhale, arms up over your head, stretch up. Exhale, open your arms, warrior two. Inhale, arms up, stretch up. Exhale, open your arms, warrior two. Inhale, arms up, stretch up. Exhale, open your arms, warrior two. All right, now we're going to move again with our breath, straightening the leg. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Now your torso is facing toward the side. Exhale, maybe you can lunge down a little deeper. Inhale, stretch up, straighten the front leg. Exhale, maybe you go deeper. Inhale, arms up, stretch up. Exhale, lunge down. Great. Now we'll go into that crescent lunge. Simply lift the heel up off of the floor. Now, if you need to step your foot in a little bit, sometimes you need to do that. That's fine. Push that hip down and forward, balancing on the back toes or staying in warrior one if you prefer. Stretch your arms up over your head and then exhale, lunge down a little bit and inhale, push up. We're both strengthening and stretching the legs at the same time. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, stretch up. And then step forward, both feet together. All right, now our lower body is all nice and warmed up, and so now we're ready for a few balancing postures. So remember when we use the dish towel here, if you're really feeling very adventurous and you want to grab the dish towel and do your posture like this, you are more than welcome to. Otherwise, we're going to do it with a bent knee. So shift your weight to one leg. Feel free to use the chair for balance. Lift the leg up. And if you'd like to hold your knee, you can hold your knee. Now, for some of us, we're unable to hold the knee. And that is absolutely fine. In fact, it makes it a little bit more difficult because you're having to use the strength of the leg to lift up. Whatever you can do today is fine. As long as you're moving and you're breathing, you're doing yoga. All right, find one spot to focus on. If you want to let go of that chair, go for it. Take a big breath in. Exhale, open your leg out to the side. Working on our balance. It is okay to wobble. It is okay to fall out. The whole idea is that every day you practice a little bit of balance and movement, and it makes your balance better on a daily basis. Bring your leg down. All right, we're going to stay on this side and going into tree. So you can do tree pose with a tripod here with your heel just propped up against your ankle. If you want to make it more challenging, you can go to your calf muscle. The most challenging is to the thigh. You just want to avoid your knee. Your knee shouldn't bend in that direction so we don't push on the joints. Pull up out of the waist. The more engaged your core muscles are, the better your balance is going to be. Bring your hands together in the center of your chest. Take a big breath in. Let it out. And then slowly stretch your arms. Slowly look up. And release. Speaking of those core muscles when you're balancing, hopefully you're able to engage them and you feel the better stability when you balance them. But very quickly, before we go to the other side, I've done this before, but it always is worth repeating. When we are working on the core muscles in these balancing postures, you want to think about pulling the lower belly up and in and squeezing the glutes slightly. So you can see my posture here, just relaxed and all hanging out, right? And then when I engage, hopefully you can see this in the screen, you can see me lifting up out of the lower back. This decompresses the lower back. It should feel good. And it's isometric core contraction. So it's really a great tool to use this while you're balancing on one leg. But it's also worth mentioning, this is a great way to stand in general, to walk, to move. Core engagement as we move increases your balance, increases your awareness of your body, makes you move more gracefully through this world. And also too, you're strengthening your muscles at the same time. So my little catchphrase, I hope I don't offend anyone, is when in doubt, suck your stomach in and squeeze your butt. All right, let's do the other side. First, we'll go into the balancing on the one leg. Now remember, if you want that added challenge of getting your dish towel and holding your foot out and seeing if you can do that, great. If not, we're going to do the bent knee. Shift your weight to one leg, find one spot to focus on, hold your knee, or just hold it up like this. If you'd like to let go of your chair, go for it. Take a big breath in. Exhale, slowly open out to the side. And slowly come back to center and bring it down. Tree pose. Heel against the ankle, calf, or thigh. Lower belly engaged, pull it up and in, try to stretch up out of your lower back. Make yourself as tall through your torso as you can. Notice how that helps your balance. Take a breath in and breath out. As you inhale, slowly stretch your arms. Slowly begin to look up. And release. Okay, back to your chair. So speaking of core work, so believe it or not, and you might have experienced this, a lot of times we talk about engaging those core muscles, and some of us, and I know this happened to me as well after I had kids, couldn't even access those muscles. And so that's one of the reasons why it's important that you can do some core work while you're sitting in your chair. And hopefully the more you work those muscles, the more easily you're able to access and engage them when you're walking, when you're moving, when you're balancing, all of those things. So you can do this sitting in a chair, no problem. So you can do this in meetings, in front of the computer, when you're watching TV. Any of those things is a good opportunity to just work a little bit of your, work your abdominal wall just a little bit. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is the boat pose. I'm going to go to the side so you can see me. Come to the middle of your chair so you're not resting on the back of your chair, and lean back just slightly. Try your best to keep your spine perfectly straight. Just leaning back like this, you're going to feel your stomach muscles turn on, right, to keep you upright. Now, if you ever feel this in your lower back, back off, no pun intended. We don't want, sometimes if the core muscles aren't working well enough, the back will compensate, and we don't want to strain your back muscles in this. So pull the lower belly up and in. Now, the first thing, you can lift one leg up. If that feels good, you can lift the other leg up. You can hold behind your knees and try to balance. Pull the lower belly up and in. The minute I do that, I feel more stable. And then maybe you work on letting your hands go. 3, 2, 1. And release. Okay, we're going to do that same thing, but now we're going to work into a seated bicycle pose. So leaning back just slightly, you're going to bring one knee in and then switch. And we're going to do 5 sets of these, so 10 in total. Feel free to hold on to your chair, or for the additional challenge, arms out. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5. This room is a little bit cramped, so I wasn't able to straighten my leg completely, but if you have the room to do it, straighten your leg completely. Also, too, if you're practicing this at home, especially over the holidays, you can start by having the heel close to the ground, or even have your heel resting on the ground. And then the more adept you get, maybe your legs go higher and higher and higher. So you can play around with your own body, do those little bicycle routine in your chair whenever you'd like, and then see what works for you. All right, so now we're going to stretch. We just worked the core and the hip flexors, so now we're going to stretch those muscles. Turn to the side of your chair like I showed you how to do with the warrior postures. So we're basically getting into the warrior posture, but we're going to add an element of stretch. So now take your arm up and over. Hold on to the back of your chair for stability and pull your arm toward the back of the room. Hopefully you feel a stretch in the front of the leg and the hip, and then through the torso. Take a breath in and out. Pull your arm back behind you. And we'll go to the other side. Switch legs. I have a little bit more room on this side so I can stretch my leg more, which is a good thing. Now you can either have your heel on the ground, or you can do that crescent lunge with your heel off the ground, whichever one feels better. There's really not a whole lot of right and wrong in all of these. Listen to your body, experiment with it, feel it, be mindful when you're feeling it, and then do what's right for you. Hold on to the back of your chair and then bring your arm up and over toward the back of the room. Take a big breath in, stretch up, and breathe out. Inhale, slowly come back up through center and back to your seat. Okay, great. Let's do what's called a figure 4 stretch. So you're going to take one foot and place it on top of your knee. We sit like this normally. Depending on your body type, your knee might be coming way up. That can be absolutely normal for a lot of people. You're trying very gently to coax that knee down. Never, ever forcing this posture. We always want to be really careful and gentle with our knees. If you flex your foot, it makes the posture a little bit more efficient. Come forward in your chair just slightly. Now, if your knee is coming way up, you might be satisfied just sitting like this, feeling the stretch in the outer hip. If you're a little bit more flexible, and I feel a little bit more flexible today, then with a straight spine, slowly fold over that leg. As you fold over the leg, you're going to increase the stretch in the outer hip. And then for me, I feel it in my lower back, a nice stretch in my lower back. Pull your shoulders down. At the same time, pull your chest forward. Take a big breath in. Breathe out and fold. Slowly come back up. We'll do the other side. Flex the foot. Notice if there's a difference in one side and the other. That's normal. Shoulders back, chest up. Stay here if your knee is really high, or slowly with a straight spine, fold, pull your chest forward, pull your shoulders down. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, come down a little bit deeper if you can. And release. Come on back up. Great work. Okay, we're going to finish it off with a few more stretches through the shoulders, and then I'm going to show you that hand exercise that I was talking about at the beginning. So for the shoulders, bring your arms out and then just gently hook one arm with the other, feeling the stretch in the front of the shoulder. And again, so a lot of these postures, you don't realize you're tight until you actually start to do the motion. And then you're like, wow, I really feel that stretch. Now grab your hand towel, hold it with one hand, flip it over your back, and then grab the hand towel with the other. Now, depending on your flexibility, I'll go to the side so you can see, depending on your flexibility, you might be holding at the edges of your towel. As you feel more flexible, maybe you walk your hands toward one another. Now, maybe some of you can clasp your hands. Most of the kids we work with, it's easy for them to clasp their hands behind their back. Me, not so much, but you're working toward it, feeling the stretch in the front of the bottom shoulder and underneath the top arm. Take a breath in. Now, if it feels good, from here, you can gently fold and it increases the stretch. And come on back up, release the towel. Other side, bring your arm out, hook your arm with your other arm. That feels really good for me. And now, fling it back behind you. See if you can grab the towel with both hands. It can be very far apart, or you can be up. Take a breath in, breathe out and fold. Slowly come up, grab the towel behind your back and pull your chest forward as you pull your arms back behind you. And release. Okay. So there's a fun hand exercise yoga called Mudras. And this actually, I really enjoy this one. When I first tried to do it, it made my brain hurt. So one of the things I really like about this exercise is it really makes you focus. You really have to work your mind in order to make this happen, but it's also really good for the dexterity of your hands, which, you know, all of our dexterity as we get older tends to kind of slip away. And this is a great exercise to keep those hands nice and healthy. Don't get discouraged if you can't do this right away. It took me quite a long time how to do this. We're going to start with one hand. So with your hand out, you're going to make your fingers look like Spock fingers. Now, when we first do this, you might have to actually use your other hand to get those fingers together. Totally fine. So here's the Spock fingers. That's a Star Trek reference, if any of you remember Star Trek. Now, bring together and open your outer fingers. So you're doing the opposite, like a giant W. And then go back and forth and back and forth. Now we have to do the other hand. Don't get discouraged if it doesn't happen right away. Bring your hands out. All right, first, Spock fingers. And then middle fingers together, open out your outer fingers. Back, forth, back. All right, that might be enough for you today. That was enough for me for a long time. But if you're like, that's super easy and I got it, or if you just want to do something with your family over the holidays, if you have kids and you want to give them an added challenge, you can have them try this. So now try to do both hands at the same time. If you have that, you do one hand one way, one hand the other way, and switch, and switch. I haven't done this in a long time. And switch. And there's your if I frustrated you, because I know it can be difficult at first, but a little bit of stuff to keep your hands moving. All right, make yourself comfortable in your chair, and we'll just do a short little guided relaxation. So roll your shoulders down and back. Make yourself comfortable, close your eyes. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale it out. Relax your toes. Relax your ankles. Relax your calves. Let it out. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your hips. Big breath in. Out. Relax your belly. Relax your lower back. Relax your chest. Big breath in and out. Relax your shoulders. Relax your forearms down to your fingertips. Big breath in and out. Relax your neck. Relax your jaw. Relax your cheeks. Relax your forehead. Take a big breath in. It out. Slowly sit up tall in your chair. Bring your hands together in the center of your chest. Another big breath in and out. All that is good within me honors and is grateful for all that is good within you. Together we say, Namaste. For tuning in, I hope you have a wonderful holiday.